fast she's on the road again. Sure she won't, natural born, easy on the road again. She's on the road again. Sure she won't.
What's up everybody, Brandon Johnson here again, and thanks for joining me. Today we're taking a look at the classic Grateful Dead tune, On the Road Again. Of course, On the Road Again, most people think of the Willie Nelson version, but this is actually the Grateful Dead version off of Reckoning, which is one of my all-time favorite acoustic albums. And in this lesson, we're gonna cover the melodic section, which is harmonized. So there's two really cool harmonized melodic sections that Bob Weir and Jerry Garcia play together. And then we're gonna cover the actual Jerry Garcia solo, which is way up the neck on like the 12th and 13th fret. And we're also gonna look at the chords and kind of the overall rhythm structure of this awesome tune. And then also dive into a little bit of Jerry Garcia's soloing style and some of his signature moves that you can, hopefully integrate into your playing as well. So I hope you enjoy this one. Let's check it out. All right, let's check out measure number 1 now, or the Bob Weir harmony, right? The first part of the actual harmonized lead section for this tune. And we're starting out here really playing out of the C chord position. And we're going to start out on the 1st fret D to 2nd fret D. And then we're going to play a downstroke on that open G. We're really just kind of playing the lower half or the upper register of this C major chord. And then we're going to play 1st fret B. That 1st fret B is on an 8th note, so there's a slight pause there, or slight ring out actually, before we hit the 2nd fret G to open. Okay, and then from there we have the same sequence of notes we started with, the 1st fret D to 2nd fret D to that open G. And when we get to this open G, what we're going to do is we're actually going to play a rest. And that's just kind of part of the way that Bob Weir and Jerry Garcia kind of play this section. They play it with like a little bit of a staccato feel and just kind of a rest there on that open G, that at the end of the measure. And then right after that rest, we have another 1st fret B on an upstroke. And that's also played with a rest after it. So that's kind of played as a 16th note, followed by like a 16th note rest. And the way I play that is when I actually play a rest, I'm just sort of placing my fingers down to stop the vibration of the string. And I'm holding this 1st fret B just to kind of anchor myself and remind myself that I'm playing out of the C chord position. Okay, looking at measure number 2 now, it starts off, the first 4 notes are exactly the same as measure number 1. So we have that 1st fret D to 2nd fret D, downstroke on the open G, and then there's our 1st fret B again. And then again, that 1st fret B, that's going to be on an 8th note, like it was in measure number 1. And then we have an upstroke on the open G to 2nd fret G to open G. You'll notice there when I'm playing that open G to 2nd fret G, I still have my index finger planted on the 1st fret B, and that's just to remind me that I'm playing out of the C position. Then you see another 2nd fret G, followed by another open G, and then right after that, you'll see, again, the 1st fret D to 2nd fret D. And then we're going to land on the root note of the C chord, the 3rd fret A on a downstroke. You'll notice there I have to take my finger off the 1st fret B so that I can hit that 1st fret D to 2nd fret D, and then get down to that 3rd fret A position. And then I'm basically just holding a C chord at that point. You'll see there when we transition from that 1st fret B to that open G, we're actually going to do a double upstroke on that one. So we're going from that 1st fret B to that open G on an upstroke. All right, let's look at the first melodic section now, the Bob Weir part, all the way through to the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're playing the second lead part now. It's kind of harmonized. And this is the part that Jerry Garcia plays, and he likes to play up the neck like he does, you know, in a lot of tunes when he takes solos, he likes to go way up the neck here. So we're actually going to start out here on the 8th fret. And the dynamics in the attack is going to be very similar to this because it's meant to be harmonized with the first melody that we learned. And we're going to start here on the 8th fret G to 9th fret G. And then we're going to play 8th fret B and 8th fret high E, which is directly underneath it. So we're going to do a little bit of a roll-off move here with your index finger, which is where you're putting your index finger down on that 8th fret B, and then just sort of rolling your wrist like this to hit that 8th fret high E. So you're kind of hitting it with a different part of your finger. So that's one way to play it. You could also do it more where you actually lift it off. And that's not going to give you the ability for it to kind of ring out, but in certain situations that might be a good way to play it as well. So that 8th fret high E is on an 8th note, and then from there we have 10th fret B to 8th fret B. And then right after that, we have the 8th fret G to 9th fret G again, to 8th fret B, and that's on an 8th note. And remember, we had that little bit of staccato action that we were working on in the first section, where we kind of let off the vibration of the string. You can either put your finger down on it, but in this case, you can kind of just let it off. I'm just letting off with my left hand, with my picking. That's going to give you that kind of staccato feel to match the first section of the melody. Okay, and that's going to lead us into measure number 4. Okay, so looking at measure number 4 now, we have kind of a similar attack that we had in the previous section in measure number 2. So we're going to kind of match that kind of attack and those sorts of dynamics that we were working on in the first section. And again, here we have 8th fret G to 9th fret G, and we have that same kind of roll-off move underneath it from the 8th fret B to the 8th fret high E. And then here we're going to kind of roll back to that 8th fret B and play 8th fret B to 10th fret B, back to 8th fret, and then back to 10th fret. Because remember, we were kind of riffing off that G string in the first section, and now we're kind of riffing off the B string. You're going to end up on that 8th fret B. And then again, we have an 8th fret G, so we're kind of rolling back up to the G now on the 8th fret to 9th fret, and then we're going to end up on the 10th fret D, which is again the root note of the C chord. All right, now let's look at the second melodic section, the Jerry part, all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4.